for this evening, and can I have a motion to go into public? Can I have a second? All those in favor? Aye. Okay, please join us in the salute to the flag. Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Mrs. Sarabaki, you already have checked off the roll? Okay.
Thank you. Tonight we are pleased to honor our PTA presidents for their leadership to our district's PTAs. PTAs are cornerstones in our communities and provide amazing programs and opportunities for the students and families they serve. In addition to juggling their busy lives, they dedicate countless hours to benefit our schools and our communities. From welcoming teas in September, assemblies throughout the year, book fairs, Halloween parties, variety shows, gallery evenings, spring fun fairs, to even most recently, McGinn's principal and staff hosting the Harlem Wizards in a close game. The McGinn Dragons lost, unfortunately, to the Harlem Wizards, 74 to 67. But these women who lead these organizations work tirelessly in concert with their principals and the PTA Executive Board on behalf of our elementary, middle, and high schools. Through their PTA leadership, they have truly made a difference for every child. So it is our privilege to recognize and thank them for their leadership and guidance and integrity as presidents of their respective schools' PTAs, as well as Mrs. Shiroka for her leadership of the PTA Council. So at this time, I would like all of our PTA presidents to come forward and have their principals join them as well. Please come forward. Presenting them with certificates.
So we really are indebted to our PTA presidents and our PTA council president as well. I know that I speak for the entire board that we really appreciate everything that you do. And so we'll start with Lisa Shiroka, who is our PTA council president. Oh, she's not here. Okay. Ellen Geisel from Scotch Plains Family. And while they're getting her certificate, I want to mention that this is her third year at the high school, and she also served as the president at Terrell Middle School and has been on the council. So she's been doing a lot of work for a long time, and we really appreciate it. And this is her first year, but she also served as a PTA president at Evergreen, and is currently doing great work at Park Middle School. So thank you. And this is her second year at Terrell Middle School. So thank you very much. Deb Lambert. Deb's first year at Brunner. And thank you. Jessica Ford from Coles, and this is her first year, and we thank her very much. Kelly Warren from Evergreen. And this is her first year. Thank you. This is her first year. We hope all these first year people are and Nicole Berga from School One. She couldn't come? Okay. So thank you all. all so much. We're glad to have this opportunity to bring you to the attention of everybody who happens to be here tonight, so you get some extra recognition. Thank you again. Don't disappear, we want a photo.
And now it's my pleasure to ask Spfboe to come forward. She is our K-12 science supervisor, as I introduce the next portion of our program. For the fourth year in a row, the Scotch Plains Family Science Department, under Mrs. Bajaj's direction, has applied for and been awarded a grant to enter our students into the grades 6 through 8 E-Cyber Mission competition. E-Cyber Mission is a web-based science, technology, engineering, and math initiative conducted by the Army Educational Outreach Program and administered by the National Science Teachers Association. Students work in teams comprised of 3 to 4 students. The science teachers serve as team advisors and mentors to the teams as the teams work to identify and solve challenges in their communities. The program aligns beautifully with our district strategic plan because it provides authentic learning experiences for all students. This problem-based learning prepares our students to be critical thinkers and problem solvers. These are essential 21st century skills. And tonight we are pleased to recognize our students who have excelled in this program. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Bajaj, who has a few words to share, and then we will be honoring the students, first at the 6th grade level with their teachers, then at the 7th grade level with their teachers, and then at the 8th grade level with their teachers.
Thank you, Dr. Hayes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This school year, we had approximately 1,000 middle school students from our district participate in the online national science competition, which is called the E-Cyber Mission Challenge. As Dr. Hayes mentioned, it is a STEM initiative organized by the Army Educational Outreach Program in collaboration with the National Science Teachers Association. Our middle school students in grades 6 through 8 worked in teams of 3 to 4 students as part of the science curriculum and under the able guidance of the science teachers to identify, analyze, and propose a possible solution to a real-world problem in their community or the world. This experience not only helped the students learn about STEM and how it can be applied to a real problem in the community, but also, by working in a team setting, allowed them to build skills in teamwork, communication, problem solving, conflict management, and time management. The opportunity to collaborate and share ideas with other teammates and other teams encouraged the students to explore their creativity and stretch their imaginations. As one student put it, I liked how I was in charge of my project. What I mean is, the students picked the idea and had all the power, not the teachers. Another one said, E-Cyber Mission was a wonderful experience with a lot of hands-on work that required a lot of responsibility for each team member. We worked intensely and got a taste of what real scientists do. There were challenges, there were struggles, and tears. But students persevered, and the 22 students present here tonight have proved that it was worth everything. Chelsea Tang, John Shen, David Pilio received the Honorable Mention Award for 6th grade for the state of New Jersey. Their project's title was Effectiveness of Snow Chains. Matthew Dempier, Jake Wencelow, Zachary Zahara, and Leo Shear received the Honorable Mention Award for 8th grade, again in the state of New Jersey. Their project's title was Aqua Church. Dylan Fay, Catherine Germindo, Andrew Wolf, and Joseph Catalano were declared second place winners for 6th grade in the state of New Jersey, and each of them received $500 US series savings bonds. Their project's title was Solving Winter-Caused Car Crashes. Alexandra Sue, Olivia Linderman, and Marin Grace were declared second place winners for 7th grade in the state of New Jersey, and again each of them received $500 US series savings bonds. Their project's title was Fat Content in Common Coffee Additives and Its Connection to Heart Disease. Michael Bannock, Ryan Beauregard, Nicholas Evangelista, and Albert Nadir were declared first place winners for 7th grade in the state of New Jersey, and each of them received $1,000 US series savings bonds. Their project's title was Chicken Soup for the Heart. Jack Mandel, Rebecca Hernandez, Kaylee Einhorn, and Samuel Oros were declared first place winners for 8th grade in the state of New Jersey, and each of them received $1,000 US series saving bonds. Their project was Hydro Wall. Both the 7th and 8th grade teams that placed first in the state were also declared regional finalists. The Northeast region, of which New Jersey is a part, is comprised of 14 states. The top 3 states from these 14 states are selected as regional finalists and compete to go on to the nationals. Each of these students received an additional $1,000 US series savings bonds for being regional finalists. I can tell you how proud the teachers and I are of the confidence and poise with which these students presented their work and answered the questions posed to them by the virtual judges. Job well done. Thank you, boys and girls. It would be really remiss of me not to thank their teachers, Mrs. Calfaro, Mrs. Darby, Mrs. Gomez, and Mrs. Barker, for their dedication and commitment to their profession and to the students placed under their care. Thank you for providing our students with opportunities that are not only hands-on, but minds-on. Thank you so much.
I would like to ask Tanya Williams to come forward, our board member. We have a resolution to read on behalf of the 6th graders. And would all the 6th grade East Side Mission students please come forward? 6th grade.
Whereas E-Cyber Mission Challenge is one of the several science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM initiatives offered by the Army Educational Outreach Program and administered by the National Science Teachers Association, NSTA, and whereas 22 6th, 7th, and 8th grade Terrell Middle School students completed online in the E-Cyber Mission Challenge at the state, regional, and national levels. And whereas the following 6th grade Terrell students are New Jersey State 2nd place winners, and each of these students received $500 US Series EE savings bond at maturity. Dylan Fay, Catherine Germinder, Andrew Wolf, and Joseph Catalano. Mrs. Donna Gomez was the teacher for the 6th grade teams. And whereas the following 6th grade Terrell students are New Jersey State Honorable Mention winners, and each of these students received an award certificate. Chelsea Tang, Jian Shim, and David Ballou. Mrs. Stephanie Barker was the teacher for this sixth grade honorable mention team. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Family Board of Education recognizes and congratulates the sixth grade second place and honorable mention Terrell Middle School students who competed in the 2017 Cyber Mission Challenge and their teachers, Mrs. Donna Gomez and Mrs. Stephanie Barker, and thanks them for bringing pride and recognition to our schools and communities.
Now the seventh grade will know how to do it. If I could ask Amy Winkler to come forward to read the resolution for the seventh graders, and could we have all of our seventh grade recipients of the Cyber Mission come forward?
Whereas the Cyber Mission Challenge is one of several science, technology, engineering, and mathematics initiatives offered by the Army Educational Outreach Program and administered by the National Science Teachers Association. And whereas 22 6th, 7th, and 8th grade Terrell Middle School students competed online in the Cyber Mission Challenge at the state, regional, and national levels. And whereas the following 7th grade Terrell students placed first in the Cyber Mission Challenge, and they are the recipients of $1,000 U.S. Series EE savings bonds at maturity: Michael Bannett, Brian Beauregard, Nicholas Evangelista, and Albert Mateo. And whereas the following 7th grade Terrell students are New Jersey State second place winners, and each of these students received $500 U.S. Series EE savings bonds at maturity: Alexander Shue, Olivia Linderman, and Marion Graves. Mrs. Serafina Scalfaro was the teacher for both the 7th grade first and second place winners. And whereas both 7th and 8th grade first place winners were regional finalists and competed at the nationals, now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Family Board of Education recognizes and congratulates the 7th grade first and second place Terrell Middle School students who competed in the 2017 Cyber Mission Challenge, and their teacher, Mrs. Serafina Scalfaro, and thanks them for bringing pride and recognition to our schools and community.
now I'd like to call Stephanie Sirianni, board member, up, as well as all of our 8th grade Eastside Mission recipients. The 8th graders, come on up. As well as Steve Garner.
Whereas East Cyber Mission Challenge is one of the several science, technology, engineering, and mathematics initiatives offered by the Army Educational Outreach Program and administered by the National Science Teaching Association. And whereas 22 6th, 7th, and 8th grade Terrell Middle School students competed online in the East Cyber Mission Challenge at the state, regional, and national levels. And whereas the following 8th grade Terrell students placed first in the East Cyber Mission Challenge, and they are the recipients of $1,000 U.S. savings bonds, $1,000 U.S. savings bonds at maturity. Jack Mandel, Rebecca Hernandez, Haley Einhorn, and Samuel Arose. And whereas the following 8th grade Terrell students are New Jersey State Honorable Mention winners, and each of these students received an award certificate. Matthew Dembiek, Kate Kansula, Zachary Chikara, and Leo Shear. Mr. Creek's Army was the teacher for both the 8th grade first place and honorable mention teams. And whereas both 7th and 8th grade first place winners were regional finalists and competed at the nationals. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Family Board of Education recognizes and congratulates the first place and honorable mention Terrell Middle School students who competed in the 2007 East Cyber Mission Challenge and their teacher, Mrs. Supreet Dharmi, and thanks them for bringing pride and recognition to our schools and communities.
And now we have an extraordinarily special treat. We have a group of young men and women who have distinguished themselves in our high school in the group known as the Blue Diamond Step Team. And I'm not going to say too much about them in the beginning because I want them to come up first. Come on up, Blue Diamonds. Come on up. Led by their advisor, Shira Wheeler. And what we're going to have you do first is, for our audience, you are going to perform a number, I understand. And as you do that, then the audience will have a real good understanding of what it's like to be a Blue Diamond Step Squad member, national champions. So with that, while we're waiting for two of the members to come in, I will have Karen Kulikowski, our board member, read the resolution on their behalf. Thank you, Dr. Hayes. Whereas the following students, Amira Eliane, Taylor Anthony, Brandon Cook, Kiara Cruz, Malia Dockery, Isabella Giles, Kenyella Warren, Cheyenne Jones, Alicia Carney, Tayona Lee, Kimora Minor, Naia Nathaniel, Alexi Sellers, Justin Williams, Asia Wise, and Bianca Young are members of the Scotch Plains Family High School Blue Diamond Step Team. And whereas the Blue Diamond Step Team was participating in the 2017 New Jersey State Step Association competition season, which included 4 regular season competitions. And whereas the Blue Diamond Step Team performed at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey for the first Step into Rock Step Night. This team was one of 3 step teams that provided pre-game entertainment for the New Jersey Devils game. And whereas the Blue Diamond Step Team qualified for the New Jersey State Step Association State Finals Championship for the 11th consecutive year. And whereas the Blue Diamonds performed for school events such as the French and Spanish Foreign Exchange Breakfast, basketball games, annual Relay for Life event in May, and the Student Council Senior Citizens Day. And whereas through hard work and dedication, the Blue Diamond Step Team members, the Union County All-Star Step Team, earned its first place trophy and the title of 2017 New Jersey State Step Association at Six Flags National Step Competition Champions. Now therefore be it resolved that the Scotch Plains Family Board of Education recognizes and congratulates the Scotch Plains Family High School Blue Diamond Step Team for being recognized as national champions. Be it further resolved that the Scotch Plains Family Board of Education wishes to thank and congratulate their coach, Tashira H. Wheeler, for her support and guidance. We wish them continued success in all their future endeavors. Congratulations. Take the stage.
ready to find that out. Put some steak on it!
Communication skills aren't really his thing now, clear. See, we heard that y'all were having some trouble ruling the land, so we just thought we'd save it from going to waste. No. We were doing just fine until you came and disrupted our peace.
And together we shall rule the lands of Zamunda
for the betterness of the people
and the wellness of our country.
Wow. Thank you all very much. A demonstration goes far beyond any words that I could do to describe what you do. The athleticism, the coordination, the storytelling is just amazing. So thank you all for the pride that you bring to our high school and for the great work that you're doing as part of the Blue Diamonds. Congratulations. Now we have certificates and medals for each of you. So if you come forward, Mrs. Clancy is going to help present you with your medals. And then I will present you with certificates. Mrs. Wheeler, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank Dr. Hayes, members of the board, Dr. Heisey. It really is an honor to do what I do. I've been working with the STEP team for over 11 years, first starting out with Mrs. Page. And I consider it an honor and a privilege to have the opportunity to work with such a fine group of students. Y'all know I love y'all? Y'all know I love y'all. The group that you see here tonight comprised of 3 seniors and the rest are freshmen. Yes. I'm a little emotional because I'm losing. Kiara Cruz, Tiana Reed, and Camila Warren, they have been with me for their entire 4 years at Spfboe High School. We are more like a family than a team. And they are the best captains and stepmasters that I have had the opportunity to coach. And I know you ladies are going to go far, and whatever you do in life, you are going to be amazing at it because you are amazing young ladies. You have the humbleness, the drive, just the ability to do anything, and you lead with such grace. And what you saw here tonight, I'm just the vessel to clean them up. Every ounce of choreography that you saw here, they did. It is all student driven. So I thank you ladies. I thank you. Again, I thank Dr. Heisey for bringing me back each year, so I guess I must be doing something right, so thank you, Dr. Heisey. I also need to thank our custodial staff because we come in and we practice after school and we're there on the weekends. And our custodial staff, Massimo and Christina, thank them because without them we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And also our bus drivers. Our bus drivers, we travel all over the state. We've gone down to Camden, we go to Newark, we go to Summit, East Orange, we are all over. And without all of these people working as part of our team, we could not do what we do. And I also need to thank the parents. I have to thank our parents because without you allowing me the opportunity to work with your students, to work with your children, we couldn't get done what we need to get done. So again, thank you all. I love you all. And take your bow because you truly, truly deserve it. You worked hard.
So come over here to get your medals also before we take the photos. So just come over. Yeah.
All right, let's go into this.
Hi everybody, my name is Alicia Kearney, I'm in ninth grade, and I attend Dr. Fairwell middle school. High school. I'm Kumar Minor. I'm Amira Leanne.
I'm Brady Cook. I'm Taylor Anthony.
I'm Alana. I'm Cheyenne Jones. I'm Sayada Lee. I'm Kara Cruz. I'm Danila Horn.
I'm Justin Williams.
I'm Isabel Schill.
So we have 4 motions before us for 6th grade, for East Lyme Mission, 7th grade, 8th grade, and also for the STEP team. Is there a second? Okay, and all those in favor of passing these motions? Aye. I knew it would be unanimous. So congratulations. Your certificates are official now with the resolutions. And we are continuing our meeting in the smaller room, but I think there's some refreshments in the back, and if anybody would like to join us, but thank you for coming tonight. It was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to recognize so many great students. Okay. So this is the Scotch Plains Fanwood Board of Education regular public meeting for May 25th, 2017. We met in executive session and discussed personnel and HIB. We also have been in public session in the Evergreen Multi-Purpose Room as well. We had a very exciting opportunity to recognize a number of our talented students, Cyber Mission Award winners for 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade at Terrell Middle School. And we had first place winners, second place winners, and honorable mentions. So it was very exciting, and some of the students received $500 savings bonds, $1,000 savings bonds. So we can be very proud of them. And we had the high school's Blue Diamond Step team, which are national champions, and we got to see them perform and give them their medals. And we also had the chance to recognize our very dedicated PTA presidents and the PTA council presidents, and thank them for all the work they do, which really you could go on and list that for a long time, because they do so many things throughout the year. And there are several of them who have been PTA presidents in a different school already and served for a number of years. So we were happy to have the opportunity to thank them. We do have some additions to the agenda tonight, a number of them. We have one LET, which is an email from Lucy Hale regarding full-day kindergarten, and she's gathering information for Westfield Board of Education. We have 1S, which is an out-of-district placement, 2S, which is related to private placements, 4 BUS related services, and then we have a number of business additions to the agenda. 14 BUS, which is a bid award for custodial supplies. 15 BUS, a bid award for electrical supplies. 16 BUS, a bid award related to asbestos abatement in various schools. 17 BUS is about health and dental insurance. 22 BUS, sale and disposal of equipment.
Mrs. Saradaki's been very busy getting in all kinds of additional numbers and so forth on various things for us. 23 BUS settlement agreement related to special ed, 24 BUS the IDEA grant, 25 BUS related to the purchase of MacBook Air computers, and wait, I think there's, yes, 26 BUS adjudicator services, and then we have 2 items under other board business, 2 contracts for administrators and Teamsters. Is there anything else that's in addition to the agenda? I think that's the longest we've had in a long time. Okay, so we do have an opportunity, according to Scotch Plains Fanwood board policies 0164 and 0165, if anybody from the public wants to come. Seeing no one, we're going to move on to committee reports. I know we have at least one. Okay. Mrs. Cleary.
Thank you. The curriculum committee met on, May 8th, I believe it was. I seem to type that in. And we discussed community-based instruction. Diane Panino, Catherine Bocage, and Courtney Scott discussed a program to provide students with real-life experiences which facilitate the transition to life beyond the classroom. This course was specifically designed for students enrolled in the middle school self-contained program and teaches functional life skills, social skills, and pre-vocational skills, both in the classroom and in community-based settings. CBI is a research-based practice to facilitate the transition of students with disabilities to adulthood. Unlike field trips, these experiences are instructionally based, sustained, and repeated in order to facilitate skill development. This program meets the NJDOE definition of the 4 domains for CBI, which are vocational, including learning employability skills such as being on time, domestic, for example, personal care and appearance and meal planning, community, an example would be using public transportation, and recreation and leisure, such as planning leisure time and using available public events. CBI differs from traditional instructional methods because of the instruction occurs in natural community settings, and the student's motivation is increased by the participation in real-world activities, and CBI is coordinated with classroom instruction to reinforce academic and functional skills. Presently, in our district, there are 25 middle school students participating and 8 high school students in self-contained classrooms. Additionally, the committee was presented with a discussion of problem-based learning in the 2nd grade. Merdula Bajaj, our content supervisor for science, and Ms. Dorothy Lusk, a 2nd grade teacher, discussed the specifics of how problem-based learning is being applied in the 2nd grade science curriculum. Ms. Lusk discussed the implementation of problem-based learning in this, which is the 3rd year of the application of principles in learning. Specifically, she discussed how problem-based learning has been incorporated into the unit on insects, including the interdisciplinary connections, student engagement, and how students' needs and understandings are driving the instruction. The role of the teacher is changed to that of a facilitator. Students are actively questioning and deepening their understanding of concepts. The learning is an extension of the student's natural curiosity and inquisitiveness. The teacher can meet the needs of students at various levels through conversations and differentiated learning. Questioning is key to the instruction. Learning to ask the right questions can be challenging because the questions depend on the knowledge base of the students. Even the most challenged readers are found to possess curiosity, and Ms. Lusk points out that tapping into that curiosity is key for the success. Connecting prior knowledge also drives instruction. As students learn more about insects, they started formulating their own questions that they would go on to answer. So it's really the best type of learning. It's student-driven and supported by the teacher, but instead of working in somewhat limiting traditional capacities, the students' natural inclination for asking questions, we want that, and we want to encourage that through the curriculum. The third part of our meeting was discussing the anatomy and physiology, the need for a new science textbook, and the proficiency adoption. Ms. Bajaj and Cynthia Furman, I think I'm saying that right? The committee was presented with the need for the new textbooks for this elective academic science course. The current texts are over 10 years old. The course is taken by a diverse student population, both those interested in pursuing areas in the medical careers and those wanting just a better understanding of how their bodies work and knowledge. Currently, there are 4 classes of between 24 and 29 students. The present texts lack the case studies and proper medical terminology, and that was actually a key of why we were looking at some other texts to provide that proper medical terminology to prepare those students who intend to go on. It is necessary to have a textbook appropriate to the wide range of students, which informs, engages, and differentiates for all of them. The 3 textbooks were considered using the standard committee approach that we value in this district, which included both teachers and students. The text that we are recommending, that was recommended to us and the committee supports, is Body Structures and Functions, 13th edition, 2017, Scott and Pong, published by Cengage, and it's recommended based on the robust yet differentiated content, excellent graphics, career guidance, medical terminology, strong supplemental and internet support, and the engaging format. A student workbook is also available. I have to note this because the committee was impressed with the fact that they went to great lengths to identify books that were possibilities, and that the text that was chosen was actually the most reasonably priced by far of the 3 textbooks, so we appreciate their efforts. And the committee would ask for your support on that. Proficiencies aligning the curriculum were also presented, and the committee recommends adoption of the accompanying proficiencies for this course. Lastly, the curriculum matrix for 2017-18 was presented by Dr. Mast. In keeping with the 5-year cycle of proficiency updates, Dr. Mast provided the committee with the curricula matrix updates, and this indicates the course item updates and the date the board approved them for this past year, which is very helpful, and the 2017-2018 summer proficiencies, which will be worked on over this coming summer. This summer work will include art for pre-K, physical education for pre-K and kindergarten, library and media for pre-K, music for pre-K, mathematics for the pre-calculus and discrete math courses, auto tech 5 and 6, the guidance program, and the ESL elementary and middle school levels. So as we all know, much good work is done over the summer when the students are out. So the committee thanks all of the staff members who participated and thanks them for their efforts.
Okay, I just would like to clarify one thing.
Thank you, Dr. Mast.
The proficiencies for the new textbook, that work all happened in the summer.
Yes, thank you for the correction.
Are there any questions or comments from anyone? Okay. I think we had most of the other committee reports already at the last meeting. Okay, so we will move on to the superintendent's report, Dr. Hayes.
Thank you, Mrs. Bauer. For 1S tonight, I would ask that the board approve the out-of-district placement listed on the agenda as an addition.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Thank you. 2S tonight, I would ask that the board approve the extended school year public and private placements for the summer of 2017 as listed on the additions to the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Thank you. 3S, I would like the board to affirm the superintendent's decisions in the 9 harassment, intimidation, and bullying cases that were reported in executive sessions on April 20th and April 27th.
So moved.
Second.
I'd like to abstain from the 20th. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. 4S, at this time, we do not have any field trip requests. And 5S, as reported from the Curriculum Committee, I would ask that the Board of Education approve the curriculum matrix for the 2017-18 school year as presented.
So moved.
Second. Okay, Mrs. Saradaki, will you please call the roll?
Mrs. Cleary?
Yes.
Dr. Kulikowski?
Yes.
Dr. Clancy?
Yes.
Mrs. Suriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler?
Yes.
Mrs. Bauer?
Yes.
In addition, tonight, I would ask that the board approve the adoption of the textbook, Body Structures and Functions, to be used in anatomy and physiology, and also the adoption of the middle school community-based instruction course that was reported out by the Curriculum Committee.
So moved.
Second. Mrs. Saradaki, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Mrs. Cleary?
Yes.
Dr. Kulikowski? Dr. Clancy?
Yes.
Mrs. Suriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler?
Yes.
Mrs. Bauer?
Yes.
Thank you. I would also ask that the board approve the 2017 student summer assignments that were presented in your packets electronically.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
And under 7S, I would ask that the board approve the appointment of Justin Fury as School 1 principal to serve as the certified administrator for the 2017 Creative Summer Workshops.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
And lastly, tonight, I would ask that the board approve the personnel agenda as reviewed in exec this evening.
So moved. Second. Mrs. Saradaki, would you please call the roll?
Dr. Kulikowski?
Yes.
Mrs. Winkler?
Yes.
Dr. Clancy?
Yes.
Mrs. Suriani?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. Cleary? Yes. Mrs. Bauer?
Yes.
That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hayes. So we have another opportunity if anyone from the public would like to come to the microphone. Seeing no one, we're going to move on to the business functions. Mrs. Saradaki.
I'd like to group them if there's no objection.
Okay.
1 BUS, I'm asking for approval of the staff training on the report that was provided. I'm looking to see if there were any additions there. That would be this report dated May 25th. 2 BUS, I'm asking for the board's receipt, acknowledgement of receipt of the disbursements listings for the month of April 2017. 3 BUS, I'm asking for the board's acknowledgement of the district school security and fire drill reports for the month of April 2017. 4 BUS, I'm asking for the board's approval of related service vendors for the extended school year. And I believe there's additional private vendors for the extended school year on the additions.
Yes.
5 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve submission to the county office for the facility applications for 2017-18. These include renewal for temporary instructional space, which are our modulars at both Clark and Terrell, and toilet room facilities for pre-K and kindergarten at Brunner and Coles. 6 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve the contract renewal with Effective School Solutions for the 2017-18 school year in the amount of $267,000. 7 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve the contract renewal with Strauss Esme for 2017-18 for our policy updates in the amount of $2,495. 8 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve the contract renewal with Frontline Technologies for ASOP, AppleTrack, and Veritime programs in the amounts of $17,382.40 $3,227.70 and $14,700 for 2017-18. 9 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve the official depositories for 2017-18 and related signatures for checks, and these are all with TD Bank. 10 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve the business administrator to advertise for bids, requests for proposals, and competitive contracting, utilizing a state contract or purchasing co-op for various items for the 2017-18 school year. 11 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve renewal of our NJSIAA membership for 2017-18. The cost of this membership is $2,150. 12 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve the retainer agreement with Schwartz, Simon, Edelstein, and Kelso for 2017-18 at a rate of $168.30 per hour. And that's for a special education attorney. 13 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve the purchase of mobile column lifts under state contract A80126, and the amount of the purchase is $48,176.75, and that would be withdrawn from the 2015-16 excess extraordinary aid. 14 BUS, I'm asking, that is on our additions to the agenda. We received the bids, we open the bids, we compare line by line to each bid, and what we would like to award are to Atra Janitorial Supply, purchases of $174.32, Cooper Electric Supply, $5,891.86, and Indico, $17,259.51. With the electric bid, we also compare those bids line by line, and we would like to award to Cooper Electric Supply Company $19,568.25, and Monarch Electric Supply Electric Company $1,468.30. That was 15 BUS for the electrical supplies. 16 BUS, we had 8 bids submitted for the asbestos removal and tile replacement for this summer. You can see the summary and the additions to the agenda. One bidder, which was Apex, withdrew their bid. So we would like, and that's because they didn't realize tile replacement was part of the bid. And so they had provided numbers they weren't comfortable with. So we'd like to award Terrell and the high school to AMAX, as they are the lowest bidders for those two, and VMC Company, we would award Kohl's, as they are the lowest bidder. 17 BUS, health and dental insurance on your additions. I'm asking the board to approve the health and dental insurance provider change from Horizon Blue Cross and Blue Shield, which we've used this year for both health and dental, which we've used for 7 years now, to Aetna Health Insurance for the health insurance for the district, and Delta Dental for dental insurance, effective August 1st, 2017, which is when we shopped providers, it was the lowest increase, and it came in at an 8% increase overall. 18 BUS, I'm asking the Board of Education to acknowledge receipt of the Board Secretary Report, the Treasurer of School Funds Report, and budget adjustments for the month of April 2017. 19 BUS, I'm asking the Board to approve bills for the period April 22nd, 2017 to May 19th, 2017 in the amount of $3,219,033.33. 20 BUS on your, this was a settlement agreement that was approved on May 9th. 21 BUS, I'm asking the board to approve the following school lunch prices for 2017-18. Elementary schools, $2.70, middle schools, $2.95, and the high school, $3. A reduced lunch would be 40 cents, milk would be 80 cents, and the pre-K milk for half-day program would be 40 cents. 22 BUS is on the additions to the agenda, and that is asking for permission to, or approval to sell some excess carts that we have through govdeals.com. And there are 5 computer carts. 23 BUS is a settlement agreement for special education costs. This is a 4-year agreement at $8,000 per year, starting with the tuition for 2015-16. 24 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve the submission of the 2018 IDEA grant for basic and preschool. The total amount would be $1,343,098. 25 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve purchase of $61,160 worth of MacBook Airs, which would be 55 MacBook Airs, including their Apple Care Protection Plan. And this is through Hunterdon County Educational Services Commission under a bid that they put out. 26 BUS, I'm asking for the board to approve payment for adjudicator services for the Terrell Jazz Festival. They had 2 judges at $300 apiece, which is the going rate. The going rate is $150 an hour. And that's it.
Okay. Can we have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Okay, comments, questions for Mrs. Saradaki, anyone? I know a number of things were discussed last time, but has anything come up that people would like to
I was
ask?
just wondering, with the we're rotating in new MacBook Airs, what happens to the old ones? I'm always curious.
We have a replacement cycle that happens approximately every 5 years. So when we take some out of service, sometimes we keep them in-house to use them for parts, etc. But usually we wind up selling the old equipment that we take out.
Those we don't usually sell on GovDeals, though. We usually actually bid it out because we can do much better than get a higher price.
Thank you.
I do have a question. What is a mobile column lift? It's a lift that can lift, it's lift for trucks, and it can actually lift the school buses also. Ah, okay. Thank you. I just was curious. And I did find out the lifts we have are good lifts, but they just don't have the capability to lift any of the larger trucks or the school buses. They're for lighter weight vehicles. Thank you. Okay. Makes sense.
Anyone else? Questions, comments? Is the effective school solution an increase?
Yes. I think it's a 2% increase.
It is, okay. Okay, if there are no more comments or questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, thank you, Mrs. Saradaki. So we'll move on to, is there any new board business? Okay, other board business. So we have, one OBB was already approved. Do we have, do we have any, go ahead, Mrs. Okay, that's what I was coming to next. Great. Mrs. Winkler.
Technically, I guess it's not a workshop, but the Union County School Boards Association had our kind of monthly or semi-monthly meeting on May 17th, and I did not get a write-up to anybody because there really wasn't much to write up. A few people had a few announcements at the beginning, but mostly the meeting was about awarding for Master Board Member Awards and Milestone Awards for people within but I figured I should mention it. I was there, it happened,
You represented us.
yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, 2 OBB is buses for graduation. For project graduation?
Yeah.
Would anybody like to make a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, and this is in the amount of $250 for each of the 7 buses, so,
And the donation.
yes. So, we appreciate that, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and we have 2 additions to the agenda, 3 OBB and 4 OBB, the administrators' contract and Teamsters. Dr. Kulikowski?
Sure, I'd like to move that the board approve the ratification of the administrator's contract, including the following rate percentage increases. 2017-18 is 2.5%, including increments. 2018-19, 2.5%, including increments. And 2019-20, 2.5, including the increments.
Okay. Are you making the motion too?
That's that.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, and that brings us to the Teamsters. Mrs. Siriani?
I'd like to move that the board approves the ratification of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters Local 102 contract, including the following rate percentage increases. For 2016-17, 2.7%, 2017-18, 2.4%, including increments, 2018-19, 2.4%, including increments, and for the years 2019-2020, 2.5%, including increments.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That brings us to the minutes. Do we have a motion for our April minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. I would like to abstain from the April 20th meetings. Anyone else? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, this brings us to the opportunity for the public, but seeing no one, it brings us to the good of the order. So,
I have 2 things I'd like to
Okay.
mention. The first is I attended McGinn School Gallery Night I think it was last Wednesday, and it was a wonderfully attended event. All of the kids' artwork was beautifully hanging throughout every hallway, and you couldn't even pass through the hallways. It was so well attended. It was just wonderfully run, and all the families really enjoyed it. And the second thing I want to bring up is that I attended as a parent, but as a board member, I was thoroughly impressed by the kindergarten orientation. I went specifically to McGinn for my son, but I know every school has one. And I just want to point this out for the public's benefit, because I think we're not even 1 year into the full-day kindergarten, and it's seemingly running like a well-oiled machine already. The orientation was thoroughly impressive. We got in, the kids were divided, color-coded. They each went off with a kindergarten teacher, the 5 different teachers at McGinn, and there were no tears. They were just so professional and apparently such experts in herding these kids to the kindergarten wing. There was a whole presentation for the parents about the curriculum, the guided reading, the science, the next generation science standards, the roller coasters that we saw here presented to the board. And I could tell that all of the parents were thoroughly impressed and pleased. And then the kids came back all smiling, stickers, activities having been done. So I'm sure that that's happening in every school for all of the incoming kindergartners, and I was just thoroughly impressed. So I wanted to bring that up.
thank you. Anyone else for the good of the order? Yes, Dr. Clancy.
For the public and for the Board of Ed members, the Fanscotian has gone to a new format where it's like a magazine. Makes it easier, I think, to read the articles. And it's also online, so if you want to read fascinating things that are going on, one I wanted to highlight was that students in gym at the high school can elect a wellness program, which is yoga. And it's going very well. And there's an article on that on page 11. So make sure you open your Fanscotian. And we have a lot of sports teams in the midst of state tournaments. And I don't know who else, but we've got a big baseball game tomorrow at Millburn. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders. I wanted to mention that at one of our meetings, we recognized the outstanding Teachers of the Year, but it's very nice. They're hosted, the county does a celebration of all the Teachers of the Year, and that was yesterday, actually, yesterday morning. And I think it's very nice. It's at Kane University, and I think the teachers were very impressed. They all get recognized on the stage, and they got to hear from the State Teacher of the Year, and so it was a very, very nice event, and I think they were very pleased. So I wanted to mention that.
Thank you, Nancy, for attending. We have one sad note that I want to share with the public, and that is tonight I'd ask for a moment of silence to recognize Carmen Lily Jones. She was a guidance counselor at Terrell Middle School, and unfortunately she passed away last Monday. So I'd like us all to take a moment to reflect on all the wonderful contributions that Carmen has given to our district. Services for Carmen will be held this Wednesday at the Fountain Baptist Church up in Summit, and I know that there'll be many representatives from the district attending, so thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hayes. If there's not anything else, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, everyone. We'll be back in June, and we have multiple events and recognitions coming up, so check your calendars.